We move to the bottom of the fifth here on the Ivy League Digital Network as Columbia trailing Cornell 9-4. Justin Lewis still on the hill for the Big Red. He's given up 4 runs, but he has plenty of support, as you can tell from the score. And it is Lewis continuing to warm up before he will start to tackle the Columbia lineup that will begin with Liam McGill, who hit a 2-run homer in his last at-bat, his 3rd of the season. McGill has been a pleasant surprise freshman, not needing much time to transition, and Ryan alluded to this earlier in the broadcast. Columbia recent history has had some great production out of freshmen in particular. Connie Morrow, his teammate, who got out to end the 4th, is one of them, and Will Savage, who is now in the Tigers organization in the minor leagues, is another one. As the first pitch to McGill misses outside for ball number 1.
And the most impressive part of his home run was that it was to the opposite field, his first opposite field home run in a Columbia uniform. I'm sure it won't be his last.
So McGill trying to get the Columbia offense going here in the 5th, and this pitch misses outside for ball 2. So McGill very patient. He leads the team in walks entering this weekend. He had 17, and he drew another one in game 1, so he now has 18 on the year. 2-0 pitch, foul tipped for strike number 1.
If you're a power hitter for Columbia, it behooves you to try to go with the pitch, take it to center field, right center. Those are the power alleys in this ballpark where you can rack up a lot of home runs. Both of Kyle Bartleman's home runs this year have been over the chain link monster in center field, including the one he had earlier today, went 4 for 4 in game 1.
So McGill trying to pick up where he left off in the last inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch to McGill, and this one is rocketed up the middle into center field for a base hit. So Liam McGill with back-to-back connections to put a Lion on the board with nobody out here in the 5th.
He better be a Rookie of the Year. That's all I'll add.
Well, he's certainly making a strong case for himself, I will tell you that. And it's not just necessarily today, but it's what he's done so far, not just in Ivy League play, but also in non-conference play. The freshman out of Wakefield, Rhode Island, making his presence felt, had a streak of reaching base, go to 20 games at one point this season. And this pitch is low and outside to Kyle Bartleman, the designated hitter. Bartleman working back from a leg injury, so that's why he's in the DH spot. He pinch hit last weekend at Brown, and Yale, as well as in the Monmouth game. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Bartleman, and this one is popped up to the right of first base. Getting underneath it will be Padula, who made a nifty catch to end the 4th, and we have one away here in the 5th.
What a difference one pitcher can make. Kyle Bartleman, who was on everything in game 1, hitting laser beams. His 3 at-bats in game 2, he has looked completely the opposite, just unbalanced, off point. So that's what happens when you get the lefty-on-lefty matchup. It's all about who you're facing on the mound.
And certainly Lewis has been effective with respect to some of these lefty hitters. We're going to see another one here in Chandler Bankston. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Bankston had a base hit in his last at-bat. First game he went 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. And he has a runner on with 1 out here in the 5th. And this one is fouled. Ooh, that's going to leave a mark right off his foot. He's going to try to walk that off. We were just talking about leg injuries that Bartleman is dealing with, and Bankston certainly doesn't want to join him, so he's going to take a few seconds here to collect himself, as that did not take a friendly carom.
Was a big relief, though, that Bartleman could start today, and he was a big part of Columbia's offense in game 1. But the fact that he DH sends reverberations through this team, because that means, well, they want this man, Chandler Bankston's bat in the lineup, so he can't really move to the outfield while McGill can. So you put McGill in left field, and you have Bankston at first. Connie Morrow has to move to second.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Lewis, after giving up the leadoff single, bounces back with 2 quick outs. That'll bring up Joe Engel, the shortstop. Yeah, it does move around people in terms of the defensive layout, though McGill, who got his taste of the outfield on Tuesday against Monmouth, made a really nifty catch over the shoulder, where he's able to rob Monmouth of what looked to be an easy double. And McGill has adapted quite well. Very versatile play. So 1 on and 2 out. Here's Lewis's first pitch to Engel, and he takes this one for a strike on the outside corner.
McGill did make an error left field in the second inning today, which cost Columbia a run in this game.
And that comes when you transition a player. There's going to be those ups and downs. The Lions have done it with previous players. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and this one is low and outside for ball number 1.
Well, the defense hasn't been quite as great in this game for Cornell, but there was a big reason for the Cornell win when you compare the defenses in game 1. And this Cornell outfield barely has any experience playing the outfield. This is a tough outfield.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Engel, and he takes that on the outside corner for strike number 2. But you have no room for error in your defense when you wind up giving up all the runs that Columbia has done in the first inning, specifically today, whether it be game 1 or game 2. So that's more of a reason why the defense gets put under the microscope, as opposed to some other games where your offense is really clicking. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Engel, and he bounces that one foul towards the Columbia dugout.
Cornell gets a lot of credit for taking advantage of their situations today. Now, we'll talk about this a little later. Tomorrow, I think the outfields are going to be tested to the nth degree with the weather.
Lewis getting set for the 1-2, and this one misses inside. The Cornell faithful not pleased, felt that Simonite did a nice job framing it, but that is not how the home plate umpire saw it. So it's 2-2-2 across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 9-4. Cornell leading Columbia with a runner on first after Liam McGill led off the frame, and this one misses outside, so we go to a full count.
The strike zone has been much better today than it was on Tuesday. I'll say that much.
You know, it was also interesting that I noticed in game number 1, and it's unfortunate that I didn't have an opportunity to bring it up at the time as we await the pitch here to Engel, the payoff pitch, and this one is skied high and will land in the parking lot to the right of home plate. I noticed that Kyle Bartleman fell a triple shy of the cycle.
I brought it up. And actually somebody, whoever runs the magical CU Lions baseball account after the game tweeted that he fell a triple
Yes,
shy of the
well,
cycle.
I was monitoring throughout the course of the contest, and I noticed, I said, I can only imagine what Ryan Young is thinking right now with that type of jargon.
I did say hashtag a triple shy and then just throw it away.
Here's the payoff pitch to Engel as McGill goes, and he gets him on the inside corner looking. So strike oppose Joe Engel, and that is going to end the 5th. No runs on the board for the Lions, 1 left stranded. We move to the 6th. It's Cornell 9, Columbia 4 on the Ivy League Digital Network.
Around people, great people from all different backgrounds that they're going to push you, both from a competitive nature and from a supportive nature.
Getting the little things done.
You hear these people that have gone off and started these companies or gone off and even if they're an engineer, they're working with kids down in Africa. Hearing all these things and such diverse stories, it's going to open so many doors, especially people that have gone there before. The network that's available is just amazing.